They say he got $100 bills in the casket with him.
He got $100 bills, got diamonds on all his fingers.
Anybody want to buy a watch?
She ain't got to do nothing but stay home and take care of the house. She got it nice.
You gonna give me my ham. I want my ham.
All right, I told you. That's enough of that.
He gonna give me my ham.
So first of all, you have to get underneath the language. And if you can get underneath the language without stumbling over it, you'll be fine.
This is a table reading. It's one of the first steps in producing the classic August Wilson play, Two Trains Running. And it's being staged by Portland's PassinArt Theater.
And it's a wonderful cast. I mean, you can just feel it when you walk in the room.
You can button it up, too.
Everyone is like family, you know? That's a great feeling.
How's your ride? Did you go all the way back again?
Got in my house about 2 o'clock, fell in the bed, got up, taught class this morning, got back in my car, came back out here.
That feeling is strong enough to convince actor Tim Golden to make the 4-hour drive from Walla Walla for every rehearsal.
This is the most important thing I'll ever do. This. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep.
He was
That means you're doing it for free there, right?
No.
If I could afford to do it for free, I sure would.
We're all there for the same reason. We're there to make art. We're there to show the experience from the African American perspective.
That mission started in the late 1970s when Connie Carley and her friends Michael Grant and Clarice Bailey longed for opportunities that simply didn't exist and decided to do something about it.
Our first production was 1983. It was self-funded. We had furniture from our houses ended up being our stage. Our goal is not only to entertain, but to educate and inspire and use theater as a catalyst to talk about serious issues.
As one of the oldest African American companies in Oregon, the theater produces both plays and art exhibitions that take on subjects like mixed-race relationships, commercialization in the church, civil rights, and violence, among many others.
Gospel of Loving Kindness dealt with the issues of 2 mothers. Both of them lost their sons to violence. One son was killed and the other son was on the verge of going to prison. We did a play called Deceptive Love, which dealt with AIDS in the African American community, which, you know, they don't usually talk about.
That was pretty heavy. And so we couldn't just let people just see the play and leave. So that's when we started our talkback series.
What we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk back. So please, there is not a question or a response that you can't make.
The talkbacks have become a vital part of PassinArt, but they also fit squarely into the Black theater's long tradition of pushing the boundaries of the cultural landscape. Founded in 1821, New York's African Grove Theater was so successful that white theaters saw them as a threat.
A lot of the other theater companies would pay people to go in and heckle them. When that didn't disrupt them, police would actually go on stage and arrest them. And the story goes that the actors would go to jail, and then once they got out, the play would resume. You know, even if it was a week later, the play would resume from where it left off on.
Say it's from everybody. Everybody who ever dropped the ball and went back and picked it up.
That indomitable spirit is still very much alive today in PassinArt and August Wilson.
I seen you all down at the rally last night.
The police was out there taking people's pictures.
I seen that. Wasn't that something? They don't go where the white folks at and take their pictures.
I smile when they take mine.
We try to make sure that things that we do are pretty much relevant, and Two Trains Running deals with gentrification. That's a hot subject right now, you know, where folks are really feel left out. You know, you can't afford to move back into the neighborhood.
The modest homes and Black-owned businesses that once made up the heart of Portland's Albina district are rapidly being replaced by upscale markets and high-rent condos.
Yeah, it affects people who are displaced, but what about those businesses that lose people that was displaced?
Businesses were gathering spaces, so now they're disappearing. So what can we all do to try and create a more equitable economic environment for everyone.
To reflect that history, an art exhibit called Portland's Lost Black Neighborhoods runs along with the play.
Drive it. Have fun with it, so that when you're moving it, and then it stops all of a sudden, we're right there with you.
Director Bill Ray has helmed several PassinArt productions over the years and is back for Two Trains.
The play centers around Memphis Lee's restaurant, whose place will be torn down by the city. And Memphis is determined to get what he believes is a fair price.
I figured $25,000 is cheap. They forcing me to move out, close up my business. Well, I figured they ought to pay something for that.
With Memphis, he's the kind of guy who tries to play by the rules, but then the rules don't seem to apply to him, as a black man.
They have the right to eminent domain. They don't care what you think. They can go anywhere in this city and take any piece of property they want. And then we have Rick Jones, who had been around for a long time and doing work here in Portland.
I ain't taking a penny less than $25,000.
All right. I play West, who is actually the Undertaker. His whole thing is people are dying and somebody has to bury him, but also every opportunity he gets, he buys the property. Now, I told you, I'd give you $15,000 for it, cash money. We can go on down to the bank right now. $15,000, we can draw it out in cash and you can have it any way you want. Hundreds, 20s?
No, I ain't taking a penny less than $25,000.
The cast is filled out by Rissa,
Maybe she didn't like the way you was treating her.
a beleaguered waitress, played by Cecily Ash, an ex-con called Sterling,
I went up there, got a red door just like you said.
played by Portland actor James Dixon, and a self-styled philosopher, played by director Bill Ray.
People out there trying to figure out how they're gonna eat. It's day off on the plantation. They waiting for the white man to call them back to work.
And a local denizen known as Wolf.
My woman come to me and told me she had another man. I told her, say, that's all right, baby.
He's flashy, and some people say that I've been typecast.
You got to be able to pull a whole lot of boxcars to keep up with me. I'm like Prophet Samuel.
Wolf is a bit of a hustler, for lack of a better word. But I love the character, and I love getting an opportunity to play it.
Finally, there's Hambone,
He gonna give me my hand. He gonna give me my hand. I want my hand. He gonna give me my hand.
shortchanged by a white neighbor for painting a fence. Hambone insists on his reward.
Even though Hambone only has 2-3 lines in the play, he's a central character in the play.
He gonna give me my hand. He gonna give me my hand. I want my hand.
All right, that's enough of that.
Everyone else will accept things, but Hambone sticks by his principle. And he went to his grave sticking with his principle.
I loved him. I loved him. I loved him in this. We go around and that's what we say. He crazy, he crazy, he crazy. But I was back there sharing tears because I know you were serious about that ham. I know that.
I think the character that held the ham hostage was a villain. That is showing us the real America and the America that's in the closet that we don't want to talk about.
That's what the talkbacks do. They really provide a safe place for people to come and really be comfortable and safe to talk about some really tough issues.
It's hard to be in a place where culturally you don't feel like you're wanted. And that's part of it. One of my friends said that Portland is like white people like black culture but hate black people. And it's kind of like, that's kind of what the feel is here.
We challenge everybody. Don't just come and say, oh, this was a nice little experience. We want you to commit to action.
It's in the African tradition of passing on art, history, and culture from one generation to the next, and that's what PassinArt means.
That includes celebration.
The premise of Black Nativity is to utilize the harmony, the rich, deep harmony that the group can bring.
This year I played Joseph. It was delightful, every single moment of it. The telling of the story and getting an opportunity to showcase people that live here. They're talented and they're wonderful and they're excited to be there. So how can you not be excited about that?
The production has rapidly become a must-see holiday event with broad appeal.
We want to really thank you for coming out to support this show. It means a lot. We've been going for 30 years. We plan on keeping theater alive, keep the stories alive, so that you will have a platform in which to discuss the issues that you see that affect the play. Don't be scared to talk to someone.
There's been challenges and there's been points in times over the years I've said, you know, I don't know if this is worth it, but then someone will come and say, you know, that was very powerful. When is your next play? And so, you know, we're still here. We know you're kind of all over the city now, but we're still here.
It's good to meet you.